There's a big, you want me to just stand right here and just talk amongst you? Yeah, come on down. So again, my name is Audrey. If you have any questions, throw them at me. I do know a little bit about beer, so hopefully I can answer those questions. In here, talking about ingredients. Then, like I said, we're going to head into the brew house and I'll walk you through the actual brewing process. And then the second half hour of the tour is where we're going to drink. Is that cool with everybody? We're on the same page? Okay, and I know we're a small group, but you are the last group of the day. So I do have to mention, the more enthusiasm you show me, the more free beer we're going to show you. You're still alive, okay? This is like your pregame for the evening, okay? Now when you're brewing beer, you only need 4 ingredients. Does anybody know what those 4 are?
Yeah.
Hops, water, barley, and yeast. Yes, malted barley or multigrain, hops, yeast, and water. That's all you need to brew a beer. What I'll start with is our caramel 60 malt. This is the predominant malt in the Boston Lager. Depending on the malt that you brew with, it contributes to 3 different aspects in your beer. The first is color. So with this particular malt, it gives the Boston Lager a nice, rich honey, amber, golden caramel color. As I'm getting this passed out, try it, taste it. It is edible. It's grain. It's good food to snack on, if you will. Has anybody had Irish Red or Oktoberfest before? Yeah. This is also a prominent malt in those beers as well. Second thing your malt will give you is the flavor of the beer as well, right? So this particular malt gives your Boston Lager a really nice sweet upfront flavor. Not like a Mountain Dew sweet or a lollipop sweet, it's more of a roasted toffee caramel nutty sweet. Third thing it's going to give you beer is the body of the mouthfeel. What I mean by that is depending on how much malt you brew it, that will directly affect how light, medium, or heavy body your beer is. I know a lot of people stay away from dark beers because a lot of people assume that because they're darker, they're heavy in alcohol content and they're heavy in body. That's actually a huge myth. You can make a dark beer with a little bit of a dark malt, but still have a light to medium body beer. On the flip side, you can make a heavy body beer with only light malt, so it looks really deceiving when it comes to a beer. Has anybody tried a black lager before? Anybody? You tried it? What'd you think of it? Good. That's the correct answer. Thank you. Yes. Black lagers make fun.
I thought it was great.
Oh, that's an even more right answer. All right. Black lager is made with this malt. This is called chocolate malt. It's not going to taste like a Hershey Kiss. Do not start shoveling this in your mouth, okay? It's going to taste more like a raw cocoa bean or like a coffee or an espresso bean. Any dark beer drinkers in the room? Any coffee or espresso drinkers in the room? Awesome. Give this a try. Like I said, a little bit of a dark malt goes a long way. So we'll brew with at most 10 to 15% of this darker malt. Can anybody guess which styles we're using this malt in? Stouts? Yeah, porters. Has anybody tried our old Fezziwig ale or holiday porter before? Yeah. You guys can slide on up. Come on down. Where are you guys from in the back? Seattle. Awesome. You get some of our hops from Washington, so awesome. Did anybody notice that caramel 60 malt tasted like grape nuts? Yeah, malted barley is the main ingredient in grape nuts. And since grape nuts is part of a balanced breakfast, and malted barley is in Boston Lager, Boston Lager is part of a balanced breakfast. Yes. Did I do that right? Okay, excellent. Yes. How do you guys feel about the chocolate malt? It's very bitter, it's very dry, but it makes for a great beer, especially darker beers. Next ingredient I have for you are hops. They are what lends to the spiciness, the bitterness, and the aroma in the beer. Okay, please do not eat these unless you like the taste of pine cones or Christmas trees, okay? If you do, I'm not here to judge. These are called Hallertau Middle Brew hops. They're grown in the Bavarian area of Germany, and they have a very strong piney, citrusy, floral aroma to them. This is what they look like after they're harvested, but that's not the form that we use them in. We'll pelletize them, and then we'll use them for brewing. Now, hops are considered to be a flower, but they're actually most botanically related to the cannabis plant, which I think is a fun fact for everybody. Yeah, why not? On that note, you're going to take some hops in your hand and crush them up in between your hands. Have you guys seen our commercials where Jim and our brewers do that? The reason they do that is because if you pluck a hop off the vine and smell it, you're not going to get that strong of an aroma. There's something within the hop called the lupulin gland, and it contains this essential oil called lupulin that when activated by heat, it starts to release itself and release that inner aroma a little bit. So go ahead. You're going to take some in your hands, crush them up in between your hands. There you go, folks. You guys want to take a giant step down? I know some folks are just joining us, so come on down. There you go. Yes, it does. Thank you. Accurate.
Wow.
So you're going to take some in your hands, you're going to kind of make it rain with the hops, okay? Or just do it over the person that you came here with, all right? Your hands are going to get a little bit sticky, a little bit resinous. Now you're going to take a nice big whip with your hands. Oh, yeah. Get all up in there. Oh, that's bridge. Oh, I like that. What you're spilling, it's been a long day, okay? I'm sorry. What you're getting is bitter, piney, citrusy, floral, a nice grapefruit aroma as well. You folks getting that in the front? Who said it smells like beer? I heard that from over here. If you're going out tonight, or excuse me, when you go out tonight, a little bit out behind the ears, ladies and gents, okay? 60% of the time it works every time, alright? Not only do we get hops from Germany, but we get them from the Czech Republic and England and UK. We get them from Australia and New Zealand.
Sorry.
What were you cheering for?
Australia.
Are you from there? Dude, thanks for your hops. Thanks, dude.
It's alright, we try our best.
Excellent. Moving on. We also get a lot of hops here in the United States as well. Now I have some Seattle people on the tour. Any other West? Yeah, Seattle. Yeah. Any other West Coasters? No. Out on the West Coast is something called Yakima Valley, and actually the United States hop production accounts for over 30% of the world hop production. They're cranking out a lot of hops over there. We prefer internationally grown hops because they've been cultivated and harvested for a longer amount of time. They're also a little bit higher in quality, but we have started integrating things like UK, English, United States hops, New Zealand hops, Australian hops as well. So, did everybody get a chance to smell the hops? You feel that stickiness on your hands? Yeah, don't worry, that'll go in a couple of weeks, okay? So, think of me when you smell your hands. It's kind of weird. Third ingredient is water. Why is water important to beer? Makes it a liquid. Yes, it's about 90% of beer. Yes, easy questions, easy answers today. About 90% of beer is water, so it's important that your water is three things. Clean, pure, but most importantly, consistent. You need consistent water to make a great tasting, consistent beer. Now, when Jim Cook, our founder and owner, started brewing, it was in his kitchen in 1984. He was using Boston tap water. We are not using Boston tap water anymore. We're getting, I mean, it's fine. It tastes good. It tastes fine. I mean, look at me. We are using water now from the Quabbin Reservoir, which is one of the best water sources in the state. And we're taking that water and we're putting it through a filtration system before we brew it. Right behind this wall is our lab, and that's where we can adjust the mineral content, the hardness and the softness, the pH balance, or what have you to make the water now taste the same as it did then. We do have two other breweries. Does anybody know where they are? Cincinnati and? Correct. Outside of Allentown, Pennsylvania, in the Lehigh Valley. Granted, they don't have Boston water there. We don't ship our water to them. That would be stupid. But they have the same capabilities in their breweries to make their water taste like our water. Are there any questions about water? 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. Exactly. Fourth ingredient is arguably the most important ingredient, and that is yeast. It's a single-cell organism, so I can't really pass it out. It's going to consume the simple sugars from whatever grain we feed it, and it's going to make 2 very important byproducts. What am I talking about? Carbon dioxide, the bubbles in your beer, and alcohol, the fun in your beer. Thank you. What a lot of people don't know is that yeast also contributes to flavor as well. Has anybody had a German-style Hefeweizen or Sauerweizen before? That's made with a particular yeast strain that imparts notes of bananas or cloves onto the beer, some estuary notes. We're not brewing that beer with bananas or cloves. That would be bananas. Alright, I won't use that one again. Just kidding. Yeah, so you have to be very selective about which yeast strains you choose because it can influence the flavors in your beer. Now, we're going to brew with one of 2 yeast strains that we own. We have an ale yeast strain and a lager yeast strain, and that will denote whether your beer is an ale or a lager, right? Now, what you're thinking right now is, wait a second, I've had other styles other than ales and lagers, but really those are subcategories of those 2 families, if you will. Under the ale family, you have a lot of Belgian and English styles. Things like a porter, a stout, an IPA, a Kolsch, a red, an amber, a bitter, a pale ale. Under the lager family, you get your German and Czech styles. Things like a Bock, a Märzen, a Schwarzbier, double and triple box too. And that's really because the wild yeast strains in those countries were indicative of whether it was an ale yeast or a lager yeast. They just kind of came out of there. They actually didn't know that yeast was an active ingredient. They just put all the ingredients together, and then overnight the beer started to become alcoholic, and then the scientists figured out that yeast was yeast. So, any questions about ingredients? You guys just want to drink?
Yeah.
Sure. Cool. Yeah. We're waiting for the brew house to free up. But in the meantime, do you have any questions for me? Any personal questions? Anyone need questions, comments, concerns? What's my favorite color? I think navy. Yeah, looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah, navy.
Okay, what's your favorite beer?
What's my favorite beer?
Yeah.
That's a tough question because it depends on the time of the year. Obviously, I'm not going to drink summer ale in the dead of winter. It also depends on what I'm eating. So, like if I'm having breakfast in the morning, I'll go with something like cream stout or cherry.
Oh.
If it's the fall and I'm having pumpkin pie, I might do the harvest pumpkin. We make a beer called Griffin's Bow, which is a barley wine, and it's 11% ABV. That is one of my favorite beers. Right, obviously. And I really like summer ale. Any summer ale fans in the house?
Oh yeah, lemon, little lemon.
Little lemon, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah. Good stuff. What's your favorite beer? What do you guys like for Sam Adams? Winter Lager. Awesome beer. Cinnamon, ginger, orange zest in that beer. What's your favorite?
I was trying to remember the name. Is it Alpine Spring?
Alpine Spring. Awesome spring beer. We change our spring seasons every couple of years, but that's an awesome beer. Oktoberfest, any huge Fest fans in the room? Oh, that's an awesome beer. That's right around the corner. You should start to see that in stores in a couple of weeks. Harvest Pumpkin comes out in our variety packs, which usually hit around the beginning of September. Yeah. Any other favorites in the room? Brick Red. Yeah, who's in town that's not from Boston? Brick Red is a beer that we carry only on draft, only in Boston. It is an Irish red ale style, and a portion of every pint that you drink goes to charity. So when you go out tonight, you're drinking 2, 3, 10, 20 Brick Reds. You're late for your flight tomorrow. You missed church. It's okay. You were doing charity work. All right, totally fine. You can't write it off on your taxes yet, though. All right, but we're working on that. Any other questions? No? This guy's filming me. It's kind of weird. I'm just kidding. Did you have a question?
No.
That's okay. You're like, no, no. How are we looking in there?
Oh, we're getting out of there.
Okay, cool. Cool.
You stalled as long as I did?
Pretty much.
That was great.
Yeah. I could keep stalling. Really, no other questions? Nothing on your brain? Well, from out of town, are you looking to go out tonight?
Yep.
Yeah.
Need my number?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, are you looking for suggestions for places to go out tonight? Fenway is going to be crowded.
I'm going to the game tonight, so do you have a suggestion before or after the game?
There are a ton of bars around Fenway for the game. I recommend the Baseball Tavern.
Baseball
It has a small roof deck that's upstairs. There's also the Bleacher Bar, which literally part of the bar is in the bleachers of Fenway. So it's like a grill that you can see just the park. I really like that one. The other places are a little bit overpriced. You might pay like $8 for a Bud Light can. If that's your style. Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. Yard House is a lot of fun too. They have a ton of beers there. I think they have like over 100. They have a ton of tap lines. Yeah, a ton of places around there. Okay. My friend Ryan